that the President of the United States, did you know it back then? Did you know it now? Presented Raymond L. Stone with the Bronze Star Medal. You see, Private Stone was a member of the 82nd Airborne Division, the 325th Glider Infantry Regiment, an intelligence and reconnaissance platoon, and in Germany he was part of a group that freed prisoners of war from further brutality and even death. Now that's a quote from a plaque that I saw this week at the Kootenai County Courthouse. So I don't know how many of you knew that about Ray, but quite an accomplishment. He's gone on to achieve many accomplishments in the community throughout his life. He's received a lot of different recognition for his different achievements, and I'm not going to go into them. What I'm going to say is we're very glad that you're with us, Ray Stone. You're a patriot.
Thank you very much. I made a couple of notes here. I thought I should. First of all, I'd like to thank you for asking Betty and I to be here. It's a real privilege for us to be here, of course. I want to go through a couple of things. I think that you ought to know that Geo Phippany was a great guy. He was the superintendent of schools when you were in school. And Harold Evans, which many of you did not know very well, was absolutely a fabulous guy. Did you know that Harold Evans used to buy a suit for every kid that he could that didn't have enough money to buy a suit for graduation? He bought that out of his own pocket, and he never told anybody about it, but he was a great guy. Underneath that red hair and that mean temper that he had sometimes. One time I said to him, Harold, we should have a PTA here, a student, teacher, and parent association. He looked at me, he put his arm like this. Stone, when I want a parent up here at the school, I'll let you know. So I have to put up with that. I think you have to remember people like Kathleen Gerard. I think you have to remember Miss Flecky, who used to give me the fits, but she was a great person. And Evelyn Townsend, she was wonderful. And one of my favorites, Ed Speck. Absolutely fabulous teacher, and he had a lot of students that succeeded. The man that did the tunnel from England to France, you know, that was Ed Speck's student. So. Well, anyhow, I'll tell you, somebody said to me that day, when you speak to classes, because I go to every union, you always say that class is the best class I ever had. That's not true. You aren't the best. But you aren't the worst. But you're damn good, I'll tell you that. And I don't know how to define better anyhow. What class is better than the other one, I don't know. But those 7 years were important to me. The first year I came to Coeur d'Alene, folks, it doesn't matter about this now. I had a BA degree and I had a 5th-year degree at that time, a Bachelor of Education or some damn thing. But anyhow, I made $27.50 a year. And I felt damn glad to have a job. Because I want to tell you, they hired one person that year at the high school. And I was the one that they hired. And they asked me simply, can you teach health? I said, sure. But it ended up being marriage and the family, you know. And I taught American government. And I found out later the only reason they hired me, my wife was over here the year before, and they wanted to keep her as a teacher, so they hired me.
Was Elaine Simmons in that flag?
And I want you all to know that Betty and I really appreciate being asked. Now, you know, I don't think people recognize this, but it's a real privilege to be involved in the makeup of people's lives. You know what? I had a tendency to over-care for people and love you very much. Most of you I knew pretty well, some I didn't know as well. But I want to tell you this. It always is a privilege to be involved in the growth of people's lives. It absolutely is a privilege to be a teacher, and anybody that doesn't know that as a teacher is missing the boat for why they're teaching. Because there's nothing better than communicating with kids that you care about and they care about you. I know that I have to say that. That's the truth. And I want to say to you that Don Pitcher is the only person that I ever gave a C to that I should have given a B. And we won't get it up to an A. Anyhow, I want you to remember in your memories, I want you to remember Harold Evans, who was a great friend of mine, and Geo Phippany and Ed Speckenrich, and Kathleen Gerard was absolutely a wonderful person. I know a lot of these guys teased her to death. I know that. But you know, I want to thank you for letting me be a part of your life. It meant a great deal to me, folks. Thank you.